Developer's log, stardate 91150.9. These are the voyages of the game development starship The Tiniest Shark, on its continuing mission to seek out new life and new simulations, to boldly continue developing the game Redshirt. I'm Commanding Officer Vitu Pendeka, and in this, the fourth instalment of Developer's Logs, I'm going to update you on what's been going on over the past couple of months, and also talk about what stage of development the game has now reached.
Last month, Redshirt was publicly demoed for the very first time at the Redshirt Expo, so it was very nerve-wracking but very cool to see loads of people playing it and enjoying it, so thank you so much to those of you who came along. This past week there have been a few previews of the alpha version of the game, and I'll put a link in the comments below the video to the ones that I've seen so far. But without further ado, here is some gameplay. So the first thing you might have noticed, because it's been playing throughout the video, is the music. So we now have all the final official music for the game, and it's composed by Isaac Shankler. So just to recap, Redshirt is a sci-fi social networking simulation game, and I'm just going to create my character now, who will be the most insignificant new person aboard this future space station. I've just skipped ahead to skip the tutorial, but this is Spacebook, where NPCs will update according to how they're feeling and what they're doing. I've just added the ability for NPCs to buy things from the SHOP, like that nice china plate, so I'll like that, very nice. Down here are my aspirations, and I can have 3 aspirations at a time, and they're randomly generated. For now I'm going to keep the second one and try and go for it, so get a job as Transporter Accident Cleanup Supervisor. So I've gone to the career tree, and I found the job, so I can apply for it now if I wanted to, but I don't have the right skills and attributes I need. So what I'll show you is an example of trying to get there by becoming really good friends with the hiring manager, who's also my character's current boss. Looks like I don't have much in common with them yet, but they seem to like cultures and civilizations. So I'm going to try and strategically invite them out for dinner at a restaurant that matches that interest. Here we go, a nice cultural dining experience at the Krongian Blood Cheesemonger. So now I can invite up to 3 people, so I'm obviously going to invite my boss, and anyone else whose interests match this restaurant is also highlighted in yellow. I don't want to be too obvious, so I'll invite another co-worker whose interests match, and a friend whose interests don't match, but she might like me enough to come along.
Initializing recreational activities. Engaged.
No, everyone said they were too busy with other people. Also, another friend who wanted to come along seems to be feeling neglected. So that didn't go entirely to plan, but at least you got to hear some of the VO that I've started adding to the game, courtesy of voiceover artist Sarah Altmale, who's basically doing the voice of the station's computer. What I should have done is use the check-ins page to see if they were already busy at another event elsewhere. You can also use this to see where people are, so you can serendipitously bump into them. It seems my boss isn't already checked in elsewhere, so I'm going to try and invite her to another event. And on the bright side, because I did that event, I now have cultures and civilizations in common with her as an interest. So I'll invite her along to this Virtuo Augmento deck activity, and I'll also invite that one friend who felt neglected last time, as well as another co-worker.
Initializing recreational activities. Engaged.
And they all turned up, so this has gone a lot better than last time. There's still one person who felt left out, but we'll ignore them. I'm going to spend the next few days just sucking up to the boss. Now, bear in mind, instead of all this, I could just spend the time trying to get the skills to get the job legitimately, as it were, but I want to demonstrate this aspect of the game. So I can like all their statuses, I can write on their wall, and if I'm feeling really unscrupulous, I can try and flirt with them. So there, I've just tagged them in a Spacebook status. So within a couple of days I've made sure that I've done all the right kinds of Spacebook events so that we have all the same things in common. But they still seem more interested in tagging their other friends and ignoring me. So I'm going to do something desperate and send a relationship request, which has been accepted, and as you can see, all my co-workers now dislike me a little bit, but hopefully it'll all be worth it. After a few more days, you can see that my relationship bar has almost filled up with them. I'm going to try inviting them back to the Krongian Blood Cheesemonger and see if they actually turn up this time. Hopefully they do, because we are supposedly dating.
Initializing recreational activities. Engaged.
Hooray, it worked! Okay, so now I'm going to try and take a chance and apply for that supervisor job. So let's see how that goes. I'm being a bit careful because if you're denied a job, it hurts your relationship with the hiring manager.
You have new aspirations.
But it worked! So that's how my character climbed the first rung of the career ladder by trying to suck up to the boss. So that was an example of just some of the dynamics in the game, and there are lots of other new features as well since last time, such as away missions. All of the features in the game are now done, and it's really just a case of testing them thoroughly and balancing the game so it all works properly. Coming soon, you'll be able to pre-order the game and get access to a beta version. So stay tuned. This is Mitu Kandeka, Commanding Officer of the Tiniest Shark, signing off.